Welcome back for another Minecraft video. We're on episode 19 of season 1 of the Caranimal Survival Guide here on Minecraft, and today we're going to be building our very first sugarcane farm of the season. But if you can do me a favor and really quickly change your quality settings on this video, I want to ensure that you guys get the best quality possible for my videos. As well as if you like the video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this to be able to help support the channel. If you're already subscribed, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for support. And without further ado, let's jump right into the episode. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. So the next farm that we're going to be doing is our sugarcane farm. So let's get rid of all the stuff that we don't need out of here. We will need some observers, not necessarily this many. If you don't have that much materials, you don't necessarily need 20 observers. I'm probably not even going to use all these. A lot of farms that I've seen in the past have like an observer per sugarcane. It's not really necessary. I mean, yeah, it's probably the most productive. That way, it just breaks it every single time it gets to that third one. But I like doing it just spaced out, and I feel like it's not really that much of a difference. You might have one that's all the way grown up to 3 for a little while, but anyway, you make your own judgment on that. But again, you don't need an observer per sugarcane. It's not an absolute necessary thing. You will need at least 2 water buckets to create an infinite water source. You will need some smooth sand stairs, which, well, I mean, any kind of stairs, doesn't have to be that. We're just using that because that's kind of the decor that we're using for this build. But you'll need at least 1 stair per sugarcane that you're planting. A waterlogged source for the grass, gravel, or dirt, something like that, for the sugarcane to grow on. Which, wrong one. It's like, where's my sugarcane? I knew I put it up here. Alright, so first off, with the stairs going like this is going to be the end of it. You could have it go all the way out here, but then that would just basically make this entire room right here useless, and I kind of wanted this to be at least something nice to come into, so that's just kind of my thing. And then I'm going to be putting these across here like that, and then probably put some, I don't know, glass or something, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm going to leave this open a little bit so I can go through here. So we have the glass block right here, or at least some form of block. I like using glass because it lets a lot of light in, which I believe light is really important for the plants to grow efficiently, I believe. I mean, there's certain plants that don't, but I'm pretty sure you have to have light source for plants to grow. So this is going to be the glass block. This is going to be where the actual sugarcane is growing. So on that block, we want to put a redstone block. And then on the other side, the same thing. So one in, put a redstone block. And then grab your slabs. And again, you can use solid blocks, but as long as, which I believe, I'm going to test this out before. Pretty sure you could put a rail on top of it, yeah. As long as you can put a rail on top of it, that's really all that matters. And then you just kind of put your slabs all the way across. But in the middle here, I'm going to actually put another redstone block, just so it's a little bit easier. I have a lot of redstone. If you don't have a lot of redstone, you can definitely use a lever on a solid block. That would be a cheaper way to go. As long as it's powered, you're not going to have any issues. Alright, so I am going to go in probably, I think this would be a good amount. And then put 2 blocks up like that. 2 blocks. Man, I'm having a lot of lag spikes for some reason. Alright, so that's my redstone. Other than that, you're just putting your slabs down. I don't know why I'm crouching, because all you really have to do is crouch against the hoppers. Man, I'm really having lag. I hope that my video quality is not going to be having issues because on my end it doesn't look that bad, but when I'm recording, sometimes when I come back, it looks all distorted. So I really hope we don't have any issues like that. But alright. So we'll take a second if you want to take a look at this. It's pretty symmetrical. I try to keep it pretty symmetrical. This way, I try to put a decent amount of power rails, which again, I mean, if you have the gold to make the power rails, I like using a decent amount. That way, if there's any issues with going between chunks, because I did kind of measure this out to kind of see if, but at the same time, I know that this is definitely going to be going through at least 2 different chunks because it's more than 16 blocks. So what I try to do is I like to at least put a decent amount of power rails down, so if there's any issues with that, most of the time it'll continue moving regardless of whether it gets stopped in between chunks or not. Now, I am going to add a couple more hoppers in here though. Just 4 more technically, because I'm thinking with these hoppers going across, especially if they are going pretty quick, you want to make sure that there's a decent amount of stuff going into these hoppers so they can actually get transferred. And make sure we got it faced that way. Alright, so that's all the power rails. We added the hoppers to kind of give it a little bit more space to actually unload. Because with the sugarcane especially if it's pretty big like this. I mean, this is not really the biggest sugarcane farm in the world, mind you, but with something this big, it definitely can drop a lot of sugarcane all at one time. And so you want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to actually unload into these hoppers to get to the your storage space. Alright. So that is the minecart system that we're doing. You can do this a lot different. I mean, this is just one way of doing it with the way that we're using these hoppers to kind of funnel all the way into our end location over here. I'm going to be using grass blocks just because I have the grass blocks. I had the Silk Touch shovel, and I think that it'll look nicer. I mean, that's literally the only reason. But let's get a water source figured out where we're going to put that. Might as well just use this. I know my inventory's ridiculous right now. So to get a infinite water source, I make a 2x2 kind of block right here. And then I put my water sources in like this. Oh, dang it. Definitely don't want to put it on there. So anyway, you just break those 2 blocks, and then the reason why I do the 2x2 here is because any corner that you grab, and you can do it really quickly, you can get water, and it's not going to actually take away from the actual water source. A lot of people use the 3 blocks wide and then just take from the center, but I mean that literally only gives you the center block to grab water from. And you're using the same amount of water technically, so I mean that's the reason why I do it the way that I do it. But anyway, so from here on, all you do is you can just put blocks and just should be okay. I don't know. It's faster to do it this way, I guess. But once you actually, I mean, if you just go like this and put a block down, it'll put it right above it. So you want a grass block to go all the way across and on both sides. Alright, so that's the next step. Pretty simple. But now the next step after that is the little bit more complicated step, and that's getting the water source blocks. And it's not really that difficult. It's just time consuming in a sense, because you're having to run the water back and forth to your water source. You could put the water on any side that you want. I'm going to do it on the inside. But what I do is I start with a side stair. Make sure it's on the bottom, not the top. And then you're going to want to curve it around and so the water is going to be facing towards your grass block. And the reason why we're doing this is so I can use only one line of redstone in the center. Alright, and then once you get all the way down to the end, you want to curve this around and hit it like that. So that's pretty much the gist of that. And then, which, I mean, we're already down here, so we might as well. If you waterlog these, it's not going to have the water come out the bottom. It's just going to have the water in there, but it will actually give water to that grass block, or whatever block it is that you're growing your sugarcane on. Sugarcane is not like other crops. You need to have a single water source per sugarcane. Other crops or whatnot that you're tilling with the hoe, those you can have one water source, and then basically it's surrounded an area of up to 4 per direction in which the ground is tilled. So this is a little bit more excessive because you have to have one water source per sugarcane. I know I'm kind of repeating myself there. And that one's done. Okay. Now what we can do is get our sugarcane and actually get it to start growing already, so we're not wasting any time. And all you do is go backwards here. It's just grow it all the way across. Sometimes you'll get the double up there, just because you're going fast. You just break it. And then let's just get this one side completed, and then we'll go to the next side. For each of these, we just have one glass block on top of it. And again, you don't have to use glass. You can use a different block in here if you want. I use glass because of the lighting issue. I think that it gives more light to the sugarcane, which I'm hoping actually makes a difference. But again, not 100% sure on that. And then I'll put glass blocks around. Come on. And then on this side, all the way across. Alright. Now this right here, I think that can I put, yeah. It's like I'm pretty sure I measured that out. Where I can actually go all the way underneath all of this. And then that way this whole spot over here is completely covered and encased. That way the sugarcane doesn't get thrown out everywhere. Now on this top piece, I do need to, we have this area right here. But you want this to be at least 3 high. But before we get too carried away on that end, I do want to at least get all this done right here. Oh, back up. Alright. And again, if you have any problems with like sugarcane getting stuck up here, if you've noticed that or whatnot, you can just take out this these pieces right here and just put the glass in there, and you won't have that problem. You shouldn't have anything stuck on this top piece because the gravity of it's not going to let it stick up there, hopefully. I mean, I've seen weirder things, I guess. But back to what we were doing. Now we want to get our pistons and have them all face inward. So this is what's going to actually be breaking. So now that we have all the pistons done, then we can just have this all covered. For this right here, just want to make sure that you have a couple glass pieces in there. Again, if you have any issues, which we'll have to kind of experiment with that a little bit to make sure that we don't have any sugarcane getting stuck up there. But as long as it has a space of 3 high, you shouldn't have any issues. Now on this next area right here, do we grab our observer? Okay, we do. You're gonna need at least a couple observers. I mean, I recommend probably one every 4 or 5. Not really that big a deal. I usually go in at least like 3 blocks. Let's see if I can do my pre-jump and place. There we go. So I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then place another 1, 2, 3, 4, and another one. All right. So for this though, for it to work, we definitely need a solid block to go right there. And then, I mean, I guess we can just go across like that. As long as there's a solid block there, you don't need to put something right here. So if you want to actually just had an idea to give a little bit more light in here, I think what I'm going to do is grab some more glowstone and put it in that that area. Okay, I'm going to just keep my silk touch pickaxe because that's. Let's get rid of this. Put this somewhere else for a second. But with the glowstone in there, it'll kind of give it a little bit more light. And hopefully help it to grow a little bit better. Perfect. Alright. So now we just go in and oh, not right there. Line this all with redstone. And that's pretty much it, other than putting the minecart rail on the bottom, as well as topping the rest of the spaces off with glass, so we don't have any issues with the sugarcane coming out. Alright. Well, let me over. Okay. So that's pretty much one side done. That is one side done. Except for one final touch here. And that's putting this on here. Bam! And oh, tell me. What? Is it not gonna get, because this is not a solid block? Is that the issue? That is the issue. Okay. So apparently, you know what? We're gonna use these then. Okay, come on. Bam. There we go. Let me out. So what we'll do to make this look nice is put a couple of those on and actually maybe even do that. I like it. Alright, so it's the same thing but just mirrored. So you want to have the side stair. Oh goodness. Okay, so there we go. But this light source, as you see, is going to actually be a light source for both sides. So that'll be really cool. And again, you know, with the amount of observers that I'm using, it's going to activate the majority all the time. Because if, let's say that this observer gets a signal, it's not only going to affect the ones that it has like a 15 range of, which, I mean, obviously this one right here is not going to affect the ones that are all the way down here, but it's going to affect all of these in this area as well as all of these in this area. And then of course I'm going to be putting 4 more on this side, which will have the same effect. So you're going to get a decent amount of observer activity without having to spend so much materials on observers. That way you're not having to use your your quartz on this kind of stuff, or your redstone. And then you can use I like using quartz on builds, honestly, but it's kind of one of those things that if you're using it all on redstone mechanics, you're not going to have much for really fancy builds. And if any of you have seen my sugarcane farm in my main world, which I have a showcase on my YouTube channel under extras, in my extra playlist, it's really fancy. I use a lot of quartz in that, and it's kind of like a fountain, a sugarcane fountain, which is really cool. It's definitely very pretty. I really like it. Alright, one more. Might as well just grab the extra one, because why not? Keep my buckets full of water. Okay. So now it's just finishing this up for the other side. Actually, while I look over here on this side before I get this started, I'm going to probably, just because, you know. Again, I'm not really going to see this, so. We're going to have to put the observers in the same spot as those other solid blocks, just so we can keep them connected to the redstone build, so we don't have to have another one. So I'm just going to go through and put them where they need to be. Right there. Perfect. And then just finish this off with some glass. Glass. Like that. Alright, and then again I might come through here and maybe make some kind of doorway. Maybe I will take the glass out of here and kind of make this look... It doesn't really look that pleasing to the eye right now, but I think that I'll be able to figure something out. Kind of looks like a person. I don't know why. Are you seeing that? Like somebody's like doing the splits or something. I don't know why that's what it looks like to me. Anyway, it's funny. So that, other than putting the minecart in there. Okay, I do want to finish this real quick. Sorry, it's bugging me. Like that. Yeah. Then I can walk in here and kind of get an eye of what's going on if I need to break something to get over to somewhere. Plus I can just kind of go all the way to the back and then go around to get to certain areas. Yeah, I think I like it. I might put a door on that, not sure. This barn's been kind of like an open area kind of thing. Maybe I'll put something like that. Yeah. Alright. So let's get the minecart hopper put into its position. And that will be running forever and ever and ever. And that is it. That is all we need for the sugarcane farm. And this thing will be producing sugarcane forever and ever. Let's see how many cactus we actually got so far. 10. Okay, we've gotten 10 cactus. So that's starting to produce quite a bit. I think that the lights might have helped. I don't feel like it took very much longer to do the sugarcane farm. So I really think that definitely made a big difference. So I will be putting another lantern in there. So other than that, get rid of our water source here. And then we can get started on the next episode. Can I actually walk up here? Yeah, I can. So it looks pretty cool. So break this and call it done for that farm. And again, I'm gonna have a double. This is all doubled up because on the other side I'm gonna be doing the same thing.